from supplier and distributor, but really to get your take on, because you can provide perspective from the end customer as well as you as the installation company / EPC. So I would like to ask you, what are customers prioritizing today that they have not necessarily prioritized before, that you've seen like any changes in that regard?
Yeah, if we stick to the commercial side of it, because residential, commercial, we don't do a lot of residential, but I like to do residential. It's quite nice, and with that we only stick to Victron, just because I don't have to explain the reasons, but it's because of over time we've seen companies come in and go and gone around. With Victron, we've got about 150 Victron sites, which is easy to manage, and we just stick to Victron. So if a residential doesn't want to do Victron, then we can't help it. Literally, that's our answer. So more to a commercial side, something I see nowadays is clients or customers are they know much more about the products.
Okay.
So because of AI and all this, they do their own research. They won't come to you and say, what have you got to offer? They've all done their research, try and figure that out. So they already come with a lot more detailed questions. So you should know your product, you should know your solutions much better. And then also definitely something I'm seeing is financing. So from a financing perspective, everybody wants to do financing. And then there's so much financing, you can speak about all of them, but that's probably for me the biggest shift I've seen lately is financing. And then it's not I always say, like someone was saying in the past about the emotional buy. So in 2020 around there, when everybody was having this emotional buy because they had load shedding, they're sitting at home, they got no power, it was a whole emotional thing. But solar, if you think back at when we started, it was a financial thing. It was literally, we were trying to sell solar systems, going to the guy say, yes, no batteries, no storage, it's just solar, grid tie. At the moment, it's a little bit more expensive than Eskom, but in 3-4 years, it'll be cheaper, and we were trying to upsell this product. And now, it's so much easier to make a financial decision for the client and also show on a financial model financing works. I did yesterday, ran a financial model. It's a big project, about 500 kilowatts, inverter storage, megawatt, 600 kilowatts of solar. And through a bank financing, literally the cost to the customer, localized cost of electricity was around 2.20 a unit. So, which is already the same price or cheaper than Eskom, and that's financed with through a bank. So that has now come into play, which makes it so much easier to push a project over the line, I think. So in the past, that wasn't always, because it was an emotional thing. But nowadays, you can at least say, it's not only that. Yes, you have now power. When we had this power outages, I still have clients in Worcester, I was there today, that's still sitting without Eskom. So that helps a lot, because now you've got 7 days of not running a Jenny, but you're using the storage. But again, it's something difficult to calculate. But it's definitely the financial aspect of it. It's not something in the past it wasn't so easy. Now it's much easier.